What's up, guys? CryptoSavy here with your daily Bitcoin and Litecoin update. We're going to be taking a look at what's going on, kind of figure out what the next move might be. Don't forget, we have a free Discord group in the description below the video. Also, don't forget to leave your comment in the comment section down below to enter a chance to win the free t-shirt. We do the random comment drawing on Sunday. Let's get on with the video. All right, guys, as always, I want to remind you I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion of the market. Disclaimer scrolling on the bottom. Do your own due diligence. And I am going to show you my opinion, not yours. Let's look at this 91, 99, 9200. I've had this here for a couple days now. Now, this is, I believe the break of this will be the breakout of this falling channel. If we can close this monthly candle above it, I believe that's going to be extremely bullish. As you can see, the volume's still declining within this formation. Let's go into the weekly. And if you guys want to know what this is, go back a few videos and I kind of measured it out and showed you how I came up with these numbers. Basically, what is a possibility that I may be expecting here is, let me change the color of this. Something like this, come down here and forming this triangle. Come up here, maybe even another breakdown to this trend line around the 8,000 over here and back up. But anyways, we'll keep up on that. Definitely subscribe if you're not already. I do daily updates every single day. That way I try to keep you updated on what's going on. It's a little, we're in a weird area right now, so we're going to discuss it and kind of take a look at it. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up and leave your comments, guys. That really helps. Anytime you watch any YouTuber, if you enjoy their content, make sure you take a second out, hit the like button, and leave a comment. It really helps us. But anyways, same thing, still in this formation. If you look at this as a falling wedge in the weekly, we've broken out, but I'm not, like I said, if you look over at the monthly, I think this is more accurate, being it's drawn off of the wicks down here, cloned this line, and put it up top. I do believe this is the actual channel or bull flag, however you want to look at it. If we look at the RSI on the weekly, what's going on here? We look at the RSI in the weekly. I've pointed this out. I'll just go over it real quick. This red line is a support and resistance. Remember, this is weekly RSI. Back here in 2013, we capitulated past this line, came back above it, broke back above, tested it for support over in 15. When we broke above, it was in the middle of 2015, came back down a couple months later to test it for support, got support, and continued our way up all the way to the 2017 bull run where we hit the 2018 bear market, capitulated underneath that support resistance line, broke back above it, came back down, tested for support, and got support. As you can see, the weekly RSI is kind of kicking down a little bit. It is the beginning of the week, so you can't really judge anything off of this right now. Let's look at the daily. Same thing in the daily. If you draw this as a wedge, we've broken out. But if you move the line up to where it is on the monthly, we have not broken out. But we're going to take a look at what's going on here, kind of try to figure out. I'll let you know what I'm seeing. Again, this is on the daily. And first we're going to take a look at the EMAs, and then I'm going to get them out of our way. As you can see right now, we are getting support on the 8 EMA, which is the red EMA right here. This is the 200 EMA here. The 8 EMA is crossed. We got this boost right around when it crossed. The 13 EMA, we got this boost when it crossed. And now the 21 EMA. I do think it's more likely that we come down a little bit before continuing up. I could be wrong. This 8 could hold as support here, and we could continue up from here. We'll take a look at the targets in the 4-hour. But let's take a look at the bearish case in the more macro view. The bearish case would be coming back down to, let me zoom in so you guys can see this. Coming back down, you can see this red line here. This was our resistance over here that we broke out, came back down. We tested it for support once. We could come all the way back down and test it again. That's around the 76.83 eventually. I'm not saying we're going to go straight down. Like I said, this is the more longer term. But we still have the 0.618 and the golden pocket zone right here between the 0.618 and the 0.65. And the 0.65 is about 6850 area, 6877. 0.618 is 7229 area. So I would look for support here if we did manage to come back down this low. The next worst case scenario, guys, is the 0.786 retracement right here, and that's around the 5400. I do believe that's most likely going to be the worst case scenario. I do have this target of 4761 area, and that is off of this long-term trend line here. I highly doubt that we'll get there. Most likely, if we do come down to this, it may be way back over here during the summer of this year. But that's the bearish case. No need to get bearish unless we break some key supports over here. And this one being the 7863 range. I know there is still a CME gap people are talking about down. I'm not even sure where it's at. I think it might be around the 69, somewhere in there. I'm not even sure. Don't quote me on that. I would have to check into it. But as you can see here in the white, had this rising wedge. Also have the thicker white support line on the bottom, looking at as a rising broadening wedge. Now let's take a look at the measured move breaking down out of this wedge, which we have done. That gets us down right to that 7200 area, which is the 0.618. So that's the measured move out of here, guys. Again, doesn't mean we come straight down. You know, we can bounce around in here for a little bit, but that would be my measured move if this was a falling wedge that we've broken out of. Again, we'll go into the 4 hour and get a little more in depth. Let me get the EMAs out of here. There we go. Make the chart a little bit more clear. But anyway, yeah, that 78, it's actually around 7,700, closer to 7,700, but we could bounce around, come all the way back down into this area to touch this trend line here. And that would, keep in mind too, guys, I'm going to show you this real quick while we're here. We could have another push up, and if you look here, we're having lower lows in the RSI and lower lows in the price action, higher lows in the RSI. So that is hidden bullish divergence. Looks like we can get another leg up here, but again, I think we may come down a little bit first. And now let's look at the 4 hour. Then we'll go into Litecoin. Litecoin is kind of in a key area also. A lot of times Litecoin will make the move first before Bitcoin and kind of let us know what's going on. Let's look at the EMAs first on the 4 hour side. This is messy, guys. I didn't have a whole lot of time this morning. I'm just kind of jumping into it. But if you look here, the 8, 13, and the 21 EMA are resistance as of right now. 55 EMA right here. We're getting squeezed in between here. We're going to have a push either up or down out of this. And the key areas are breaking the 55 EMA, which would be around 87.75 area. If we break that, we're most likely headed down to that 83 target that we talked about yesterday, and I'll go into that again real quick. And that is looking at this as a possible A, B, and then a C coming all the way back down to the 80.30, which I do think is definitely a possibility. I'm going to get these EMAs out of our way to kind of clear the chart up a little bit. And there we go. Also want to take a look at the inverse head and shoulders that has a target at 10.5, which is still very big possibility, and we will take a look at that here after this, right before we go into Litecoin. So anyways, if you guys want to know how I got this target, and if you can, here, let me look at the RSI. As you can see in the RSI here, we had this rising channel in red. We had a rising broadening wedge here in white that we broke out of. We were watching this for like a week straight, waiting for it to break down here and to get bearish, which it did over here. Now, it does look like we have room to come back down, test the bottom of this red rising channel first, which would most likely be around my 8,300 area here. And what we might see, there's another possibility of going, if this goes straight up from here, guys, and retest this again, that would get us up into retesting that 9180. And obviously you guys know what these are called, BART patterns. That would be a BART pattern if we came up and tested this. And if you look on the RSI, that would make bearish divergence. So most likely if that happened, we would have bearish divergence because we'd have lower lows in the RSI. So, you know, then we would continue down from there. So keep that in mind, guys. Like I said, these EMAs right now, the 55, we'll put the 55 and 8 on there. As you can see, the red one coming in here, we are getting squeezed in between these EMAs. A break of these is going to tell us where we're going next. Let me show you how I got the ABC correction. And this is what I think is a good possibility, unless obviously we do the BART pattern and shoot up here and go test that $81 to $8,200 range again. Let's look at, I have the Fibonacci retracement from the swing low to the swing high, and the 0.382 is right at that 8307, and the 0.5 is at that 8030. Now looking at it from an Elliott wave view, but like I said, I don't depend on Elliott wave, but every once in a while on the charts you can find a spot where it works. Otherwise, the only time Elliott wave works is when it's all done and people go count the waves and make it look like, you know, they're heroes. But anyways, so if this is wave 1, this whole thing being wave 2, or I'm sorry, this is wave 1, this is wave 2, this whole thing being 3, a retracement would be 4. And if this was wave 1, it was a 0.786 retracement, I think. Let me put one on there real quick. We'll go from the swing low to the swing high. Actually, it was at the 0.618 where we got the bounce off that one. Usually, if this is a deep retracement, if 2 is deep, 4 is shallow. If 2 is shallow, 4 is deep retracement. And, you know, if this one was more of a simple ABC, this one should be complex according to Elliott wave. But like I said, I don't depend on Elliott wave. But this is what I'm looking at here, guys. Like I said, if we do get the BART pattern, we could come up, all the way up and retest that 8180 again. And if that breaks, that would be extremely bullish. And that would be more towards looking at this as a inverse head and shoulders, which is definitely a possibility, guys. Keep that in mind. That the target up here would be 10.5, and then it would start the left shoulder, which could get us all the way back down to that 74 to 7,500 area. It's definitely still in the cards as a possibility. I just wanted to show you guys that. All right, back to over here. So if we're kind of coming back down to retrace to the 0.382, that could be wave A. And then if that was the case, let's put the fibs on here and do a retracement of there. To get up to the 0.618, if this became A, would get us up around that 88 to 8,900, somewhere in that area. And then this would be, show you. So it'd be A, B, and then C would follow that to the possibly 8130, if not all the way back down to the 0.618, which is around 7758. If that was to break, obviously, then we could be looking at our lower lows. But like I said, I do daily updates. Make sure you're subscribed. Tick the notification bell. I'll keep you updated on what I'm seeing in the market. But as of right now, like I said, we could get the BART pattern and go up. But I am still looking for the 8,300, a bounce there, possibly to 88, 89, and then down to around the 80.30. And that could be wave 4, and then we have another leg up. And then that could be, you know, that could be anywhere up here. That could even be the 10,500. So keep that in mind, guys. That is what I'm looking at. Let me look at the RSI on the 4-hour. Like I said, it looks like we're going to come down and tag this, which would be, you know, probably around that 8,300. Then after that, may come back up to in this area and come back down for our around the 8,000 area. But keep in mind that 0.618 is still all the way down to the 7,700, and we do have this neckline over here from this move here. So keep that in mind. That's what I'm looking at. Let's look at Litecoin. Litecoin. Let's go into the daily first. Litecoin on the daily. We still have this target of 66.08. We obviously got rejected at the 200 EMA, and I use the EMAs, not the simple moving averages. For those of you that are new here, I just think it works a lot better in crypto, being it's a newer market. So I still have this target up here, and that being just a measured move of this broadening wedge here where we broke out to up there. So that's still definitely in the cards, guys, unless we break back into this wedge, which is around 5,600. If we break below that, then we're coming back down to these levels, and this is a measured move just like I did on Bitcoin as a possible ABC correction. We'll take a look at that in the 4-hour though. And looking at the RSI, it is showing major I guess it's not showing major divergence. I guess if you look from all the way over here, yes, we're showing hidden bullish divergence or hidden bearish divergence, but that's a pretty lot. There's been a lot of I think it's played out. All this stuff is played out. So keep in mind, and if we do hit the 66 up here, you know, depending on what's going on once we get there, it could be like the same thing, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, same type thing as Bitcoin. Let's look at and sorry guys, I'm not real clear on exactly which way we're going yet, because like I said, we are getting squeezed in all these EMAs here. Same in Bitcoin and Litecoin. But I did the same measured move here on Litecoin on what we could be expecting, which would be an ABC correction, going down to the $53 to $54 range, back up to the 58, 50, 59 range, somewhere in there. Actually, I'm going to put a... And guys, as this changes, like if it changes around tonight, I will try to let you know. If you guys are interested in trading, I'll leave a Bybit tutorial up top. And I do have links down below for Bybit and Prime XBT. You get a sign-on bonus. They give you some crypto to trade with if you sign up using my links down below. So definitely check it out if you're interested. Just be careful. Don't use high leverage, and don't play with more money than you're willing to lose, especially if you're new. You might want to start on a fake exchange. They do have a test net on Bybit, so check that out. Anyway, let me get this channel drawn in here. Right here. All right, so if this was to do the same thing I think Bitcoin is going to do, it would be around the 50. This would be A, B would be up to the 58.50, and then possibly down to the 49.50 range. And remember, this has been a support resistance target we've had here for quite some time. We did break out over here, came back down and tested it. So keep that in mind. We'll also, let me throw the fibs on here real quick and look at where if that lines up with what we're looking at. We do have the 0.618 all the way down to the $48 range. So keep that in your mind too down there. Actually, make that orange. But yeah, in the bearish case scenario, guys, for Litecoin is all the way down into, you know, back into the 30s. But I don't get bearish, like I said, unless we cross that 49.50. Then I'll start to look more bearish. But other than that, that's what I'm seeing, guys. Hope you enjoyed the show today. Don't forget to click the CryptoSavy logo above my head to get you subscribed to the channel. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. Smash the likes, guys, and leave your comments down below to get you entered to win a free t-shirt on Sunday's video. I appreciate it, guys. Also, check out the links down below. All those help support the channel, and I'm out. Take it easy.